broke, no job, no plan B, limited skills, pulling up the rear in the rat race. I was living in a low-rent motel on the verge of being evicted, and then by some miracle or twist of fate, I got a job on the night shift, driving a cab.
That was just part of the story, the journey of musician, award-winning writer Dege. His memoir, CABLOG, Diary of a Cab Driver, documents his observations while driving a cab for 5 years in and around Lafayette. He's here to give us some insight on the book. He and I were talking in the commercial break. You heard a snippet of his story there before we got started. Dege, super interesting story how you came to write this book, but if you can again tell us more about those 5 years driving cabs around Lafayette and how you started writing this book.
Yeah, 5 years on the night shift. I needed a job. I was a musician. I was broke, which isn't that, glamorous. Living in a motel, needed a damn job. So I decided to start driving a cab and turned it into a writing experiment. So 5 years on the night shift, a lot of craziness, drunkenness, all the usual details you can imagine.
And you told me in the 5 years you would finish with a job and write in the margin of the ledger about these people and all of the interesting things that transpired in the backseat of your cab. Is that right?
Correct. I was working from 4 in the afternoon to 4 in the morning. I too tired to write it down when I got off of work, so the next day when I would wake up, I would transcribe all my scribbly notes into paragraph form, and that became the book, an 800-page book that I had to whittle down to 250 pages.
So you had an 800-page book written, but then you started your music career, Grammy award-winning music career. So that was kind of put on hold, but then COVID started. So that kind of brought you back to the book. Is that right?
Correct. There was so much downtime, which I actually enjoyed, taking a break from the grind. So I finished an album, made some video stuff, multimedia stuff, and finished this book, which was already on the slate to get done. And
so you said you whittled it down to 250 pages, and it was published by UL Press. Is that correct?
Correct, the University Press here in Lafayette.
And so I believe you guys have a virtual launch of the book coming up. Tell us the details about that if people would like to join in with you guys.
This is going to be, I believe, November 10th or 12th. I should know this. But it's hosted by Garden District Books, which is in the Garden District, and super great bookstore in New Orleans. Me and my buddy, another award-winning writer, Reese Fuller, is going to host it, and we're just going to talk about all the stories live. No boring reading, poetry type stuff. It's just going to be madness, drunkenness, retelling the true stories of CABLOG.
And just for people who might have been like, oh my goodness, in that time he might have been my cab driver, you did say you changed some things to protect people's identity, right?
Changed the names to protect the innocent because there was a lot of illegal kookiness going on.
Okay, so your book launch is coming up at the end of this week here. If people want to find out more information about the book launch or your book or your music, where can they go for that information?
brotherdege.net or ulpress.org. Either of those two, you can buy the book. You can actually pre-order it now, and they'll probably ship it soon.
Dege, we appreciate your time. I need to read this book because I know the stories are just... Whew, I know they're pretty interesting stories you have in there.
Yeah, it's a good book for people that don't like to read. It'll hook them.
Well, because it's good stories about people they might interact with day in and day out. Well, Dege, we appreciate your time. Best of luck with the book launch. Best of luck with your continued music career. And hopefully we'll stay in touch and hear more from you pretty soon.
Thanks so much.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, 9:47. TV host Jeannie Mai opens up about a recent health scare plus a new baby in Hollywood.